Right, ledgers, good weekend. How is everybody? Do a Sunday stream. Got a few streams I missed out because I was away, this, that, the other. So I thought I'd do a tester one. Not tester one, but a quick, brief one since I'm already in a short. I'll give you my reasons behind it. A few rules. If you have an estrogen level above 10, leave now. If you are a male feminist, leave now. And overall, if you're feeling insecure in yourself, leave now, because you're gonna get offended soon. Apart from that, I hope everybody is good. There is background noise. I've got my washing machine on because I'm on my other pad, and you have to deal with the noise. Yes, I'm in a private jet. I call my washing machine private jet. You're gonna have to deal with the noise. Okay, so let's get the rules ahead. So that should be at least half of you left already. Now share the video, like it. Before we start, let's get the necessities out of the way with. I want to thank our partners, PrimeXBT, for making this happen. I just coughed there with a fucking cigarette. Right, let's start again. PrimeXBT are the ones that sponsor this, and our partners, I use them for FX and crypto. I use many. Prime's the main one. So if you like these streams, whether it's for the comedy or whether it's for the roasting or whether it's for the trading, use the link in the description. It'll tell Prime you like this, you like it, they'll carry on. We continue the comedy show. If you use the code TraderSZ, so you use the link in the description, then use TraderSZ, code TraderSZ, so go to the settings inside, you'll find it. Anyone above 2 IQ will find it. If you can't, then, well, you know the answer. And yeah, you get a deposit up to 7k, terms and conditions. Yep, so nothing in this video constitutes financial advice. Seek the help of a finance professional. So with these guys, you can trade FX as well. You can trade FX, indices, commodities. With most other exchanges, you can't. It's a crypto-based one as well. We don't need KYC. So for those with the KYC, you know, you don't need it. Don't worry, mine works opposite. Mine reduces the estrogen, so I work differently. But yeah, it's all good, man. I smoke to raise the estrogen levels because I got too much testosterone. So this is just to balance it out. You know what I mean? So sometimes you have to do what you gotta do. But anyways, having said that, you can trade all these as well. So as you know, I go over ES a lot. I'll be posting FX a lot. So yeah, FX has been a lot nicer to me. If you've been watching my feed, I share a lot with the XO FX, and I did say I will do more FX. So this is why I'm doing this one. Get a tester in, and then I'm going to bring David Bell on, possibly Tuesday, because if there's no point doing it the next day. He'll go over his traditional market outlook. He usually causes the market to tank. This is David Bell. You all know him for a while. He's been probably the most regular guest. So yes, use PrimeXBT link, use my link, it's the most special one out there, and that is that. Let's get stuck straight in. So first let's do the context of where we're at, then I'm going to go over my short trade. I posted, at least I got the post, right or wrong. It's not about clout, it's about my reasoning behind it, and it's about if you got enough confidence in your system, you don't give a fuck if it's right or wrong. It's one trade. Who's texting me? Oh, okay. The person right next to me is texting me. That's nice. The sound's not good. Is the sound not good? Hi guys, can everybody give me a sound check? Listen, this is the best I can do for the sound. I'm getting new mics and stuff. I mean, I thought this was an expensive one. Okay. It's maybe the settings. I'm shit out of the settings, so just deal with it. As long as you can make me out, that's all that matters. Is it sound okay? Can everybody confirm? Sounds okay? Good. Okay, so let's start with the context. Now previously, when I was looking for shorts around here, this was, I said to you, I don't know, this is the main level. Below here, we can go lower. If it holds, reclaims higher. Now I did not take the long here, I actually shorted here, but it was an aggressive short with a clear invalidation. In case this was the lower high, I thought it would happen this. I was wrong on the idea. I got stopped out, -1R. And then I made money in loads of money in FX, and I made some in alts. But that was wrong on the idea. Now, you sound crappy as usual. Well, your mom's not complaining. So your mom's here. What are you complaining about? Get the fuck out of here. Locked. There. He's just pissed off because his girl watches my videos every morning, evening, and afternoon. But yeah, anyways. Let's carry on. So we're still in the range. I'm gonna make this a bit cleaner. So what we've got here is, reason why I've taken short as let's look at bigger picture context. We're still range bound. That is I would consider. I mean, it depends on what you consider range high. If we're gonna consider this as our range high, because that was the initial high made, which is fine. Okay, we will anticipate this to be a deviation, and if it starts breaking up higher, then I'm gonna say we're gonna have to flip long, and I'm open to longs, just like I was longing from here, if you remember. Okay, I was looking for longs. I was long. There's no reason why we can't come back down to the mid range. This could be this. Now, at which point would I say I'm gonna look for longs and I'm gonna say fuck the bears? Is if we consolidate. So if at this point, if we consolidated here and broke up to the upside, that would be long for me. Okay. Now I'm using a good mic, but maybe my settings are shit. As long as you can make me out, who cares? People are focusing too much on the quality. You can make me out. That's what that matters. Okay. So. Same for here would be if it makes a clean break and hold above. Is my mic settings good? I don't know what to do with the mic settings. I honestly don't know. Listen, lads, I don't know what to do with the mic settings. Is this better? Listen, I'm gonna go through each setting. Okay, let's start from the beginning. This is number one. Is number one okay? That's number one. Let's go to number two. Is number two okay? Three. This is number three, and this is number four. It would be an honor if I could steal your girlfriend. Okay, get her to DM me nudes, right? S on one tit, Z on the other tit, and we'll take it from there. Face pic included. Okay, let me take it from there. Right, is that clear? Four, everybody four. Okay. Okay, let's carry on. I'm carrying on regardless. I don't give a fuck. So, I've got my stop loss in an area where I believe I'm wrong. Okay? I normally, for a swing trade, I start up wider unless I've got a clear invalidation. Okay, thank you very much for the feedback. I appreciate it. Like the video, share the video. Let's get to loads of likes. So, from here, that would technically say to me it's a long trigger. By default, it would be my exit. Now, that does not mean I necessarily have to take the long because there's cleaner setups, but I'm gonna exit the long, scale out of the longs, okay? And I'll explain my reasoning behind it all, okay? Including ES, including dollar index, okay? So, let's carry on. Let's carry on. You get rid of him. Okay, so that was my long, so that was my exit. And by that point, I'll go to clean the chart for the trigger plans in a minute, don't worry. I mean, here would be first area, because that's the low there. And then there, and possibly wipe out these highs. These are just objectives then, okay? Are you in trade short anyways? If you look at my Twitter feed, you wouldn't be asking me that, okay? I've got it in my Twitter feed, so if you pay attention, you wouldn't be asking me if I'm short or long. So that would be my exit, okay? But till then, are we all in all agreement? Technically, we are still within this range. This was a deviation. This could be a possible deviation, okay? So we have not exited this range just yet. So we're at the extreme end. I would accept a swing failure, back down to start the week, and I'll go over the conservative entries in a minute, okay? That what would give me confirmation. Not only what would give me confirmation, but what would make me reduce my stop and add on. So this chart is basically just for setting the context. Now, a lot of people are just focused on this. You see many charts on Twitter just showing this. Well, number one, why are you lying to yourself? Number two, the market does not care if you show one side of the chart and ignore the rest. We're still range bound. That's just fact. You can't ignore fact. Market can still do this forever until it breaks out, okay? But because you wanted to, that's it. Now, let's zoom out a bit and say, okay, am I just picking a random range? You know, it doesn't matter if I'm picking a random range or not. I'm picking a range that's been identified as a range. Full stop. That is it. I'll give you another example. Similar. It broke down. Consolidation. broke out. Once it got back within the range here, that was the sell-off. Okay, so I'm not going against a possible breakout. We're already there, but it's there. So let's continue with the detailed view. So I've just set the context there. Okay, now the other question that people seem to have think that it's a new phenomenon is the way it went up into resistance. I've been hearing a lot of that. Well, let me put that to bed. Big fast move happens into resistance. Number one, fast move into resistance. Fast move into resistance. All fast moves that reverse, all moves that reverse usually happen fast. I don't know why this is something new. A lot of people saying the way Bitcoin went to resistance. Well, let me show you 10 other examples. If 3 wasn't enough, let me show you 10 more. Fast move into resistance before reversal. Fast move into resistance before reversal. Every fucking top out is usually a fast move into reversal, then down. Okay? Is that clear? Does that make sense? So that's a normal thing. Now, if Bitcoin had grinded into resistance, I'd actually say that's more bullish. Okay? I'd be careful on that. So anyways, let's go down to the trigger plans now. So, what would be my trigger plan for a conservative entry? Or a more confirmation entry? Okay, so if I wasn't sure, perfectly normal. We'll actually go towards this chart. Let's go for the easy peasy scenario. The easy peasy scenario was, let's look historically, when it broke this pink line, so that was the last low before the move up. That is also the last low before the move up. So whatever happens here, if you're not sure, the moment it breaks below here, it retested that, invalidation is in. We've got a invalidation. Target would be towards there. Okay? So that would be the trigger, invalidation, target 1. If you come here bounced, you cut it just like here. Remember when I cut my lungs? I closed majority of my lungs here when I was short there. Okay? If it breaks below and holds, then I can get back in, play towards range low. Now in this case, okay, if you played the lungs, that technically was right. I had my reason for taking a short, but I didn't play the whole way up. I stopped that, I had my invalidation in. That's based on ES. I'll play this on its own, that's fine. Okay? So I approach it the same. So for this trigger, the conservative trigger would be the easy peasy one that's always there for us. No matter what happens, let it do its thing, whether it was one more push up or not. The moment it gets back below here, that is a short trigger, target 1 and target 2 within the range, and that's the deviation. These places here are separate. Is that clear so far before I continue? Then I will go on to how to play this range, and then I will also go on to how to play this range. I'm going to get the easy trigger scenarios out the way with. Similarly to the downside, this is a key support area. Stops are going to be resting there. Lines up with January's mid-range. If it comes towards here, starts breaking down, holding below, just like here, push down, that would be target 1, target 2 towards range lows, because that is still range lows. We are still within this range. Nothing has said we are out without that range. That's a separate play. Target 1, target 2. Then if that happens, I'll be ready for breakdown, reclaim, rocky launch, back up towards there. I'll play lungs again. I am just playing this range till I'm proven otherwise. That is it. Nothing more, nothing less. Moving on. Trigger plans for simpler trades. So, we want to use Confluence. Let's use Confluence. So what we've got here is initially, this is the original range. On a small time frame, we've got the January's high, mid-range lows marked out. Yes, I will do. Let me get to it. So this is all building up to it. Now, resistance, range high, deviation, get back below, small scalp, because obviously this was still a small range. Even if it may be a scalp, it's still a range. Deviation, once go back below, retest, sell off. Deviation, retest, sell off. That's acting as support. So if it gets back below here, that same thing. That would also be a move back below January's high. That would also be a swing failure of January's high, or that high there, whatever that high may be. That is your short play. Fill that in, target 1. And then target 2 all the way back down towards here. At that point, we'll see what happens. Okay, if it breaks below here and holds, then the range low objective of around here. If it then, say if you did this, it would have retested the range lows, reclaim. I'm going to go swing long here. I think at that point, if equities do the same thing, I'll play it towards here. Let's put emotions aside. That is still range bound. But probability wise, structure wise, if I look at it at that point, then zoom out, that would be carving out a higher low. At that point, it's the higher low. This is one impulsive leg. Okay, these are retracements within. But if market was to do, oh, your mum's tits, move out the way. Leave these highs in. Okay, if the market was to do this, retest the range lows, higher low, inverse head and shoulders if you want to call it, reclaim. I'm be rocket launching it towards there personally until proven otherwise. Deviation complete, mid-range complete, retested, and then we'll see if it's got legs to go towards here. And that will make complete sense if it does. If it doesn't, I don't take the trade. I take the trade what's in there. Now, as I said already, my long scenario is still remain the same. If it was to make a clean break and hold above, that would tell me the market is finding support above, a resistance, turn support, resistance support. Then I have to take the longs because then market's telling me it wants to go higher. So I have to cut my shorts. We are fluid in our bias. There's no bias. We are fluid in the way we trade. And then there's the target there. So I'm happy to cut the shorts. Unless it does get one candle. Okay, I got my stops in place. Now moving on. Now, the way I've shorted, I mean, I won't go into details on certain ranges levels because certain ranges are just, well, for me. Okay, this is my short. Okay, where I've got my stop loss caters for a swing failure. So these are my A boundaries, i.e. Asian quant levels. These are one quant levels. The main range we're focusing on is this. Now let me show you the way I picked a short. If you can study this, you'll get an idea of how I trade. Now I'm not going to say everything because that's just my system. I worked hard on this, so I'm not going to fucking give it away just that easily. But this is my main pivot. That's the main point. The thick ones are the key macro levels. Okay? Whenever we reach the midpoint of these, big reactions mean reversion. Big reaction, mean reversion. If it's going to deviate, it's going to be here from now. However, if it does hold above, that means it's going to be a big move higher, which means by default, I mean, I'm missing out on a possible mean reversion because the range bound to proven otherwise. However, if the market does this, hold above, I'm going to be taking that long then. I'm going to cut my short and I'm going towards here and then 28,579 Asian quant level. Now, this same play I'm playing to the short side, I played from the long side. Let's go deeper. What do I mean by that? These two are my thick, girthy levels. Okay? The thick ones are the boundaries. Where was my long? The midpoint of that. That's where I believe the market bottomed out on. Once it did this, I took the longs because I know a clean breakout will be below here. That means new range. As long as this forms, holds, and hence why that was my main target. And once you broke above that, the mean level or the mid-range was my next one. Now there's a lot of lines here. This is not for the random trader that just got into the market. This is what for people that know what they're doing, for people that want to listen and understand what I'm saying. Otherwise, this is not for you. Log off right now. Watch some BitBoy stuff or watch some random opium stuff. This is not for you. This is for traders. This is not for opium dealers. I'm sorry. So, move on. Unlikely, dislike the video as well if you're one of those. Dislike the video, report the channel, everything. And the next guy that tries to do a sarcastic comment, I'm going to report you for sexual harassment. So, and I'm going to get everybody here to report you for sexual harassment as well. So, let's move forward now. That is it. Now, confluence with that is, if you see that entry trigger there, that dotted one, that's an Asian quant level as well. If you get below here, that would be the high probability short for me towards there. There's two ways. There are many single digit IQ folks within here, which is fine, not your fault. You were just either your mom and dad are brothers and sisters, or you were constituted to the wrong hole. But that's not your fault though, is it? I can't blame you. That's not your fault. Can't blame you. But I can blame you for coming in here asking for a roasting. But other than that, I hope you're having a good weekend. I hope you enjoyed your lollipop. It's nice. So go there. And then if it deviates back below here, that's another one dealing with the top half of the range. That's a scalp. I'll start with the scalp from there towards there. Cut to the clean break above here. target. If it then does nuke, happy days. Say it comes into here, bounces, you cut it. If it then breaks below here, you then short the fucker, target, target. You're done. What is the Asian quant level? If you ask me, what is the Asian quant level? The all Asian quant levels. See, you have loads of levels up, and you say these are the Asian quant levels, then you can't go wrong, can you? Because I say, look, it came off the Asian quant level. It could be any level. See there, I got myself hedged as well at the same time. So, that's a pro tip for those influencers out there. Say every level is the Asian quant level, and you can't go wrong. That's that there. So, is that clear? Jokes aside, does that make sense? Does that make sense? I mean, besides the jokes, does my trade plan make sense? So let me do it for the low IQ folks out there. There. If it gets below here, then that's my short trigger invalidation. I'll be over here, target 1, target 2, target 3. Trigger, target, 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 and I'm done. So that's all that's it. But the thing is that you understand why by certain levels or certain boundaries. That's it. Done. Now what I want to show is it's not just this on its own. I also look at the dollar index. And if you've been following me, I've been saying from the beginning the dollar index has had a big influence on this. So let's go with ES. ES was still dropping. So I'm thinking to myself, one is wrong. Now, all Bitcoin really did was push into range highs. It did not break out. If Bitcoin had broken out, then I would be saying, hang on a minute, what's going on here? Either there's some sort of short-term decoupling going on, or zooming out, it's still within a range. So market can remain range-bound, and because your time frame you're looking at is so short-term that you believe it's decoupling, it's not. We're still maintaining the range, it hasn't decoupled. This hasn't decoupled yet, okay? So, keeping that in mind, let's go to ES. What's ES really and truly doing? ES is still remember. Now, if ES had broken out, then I'm all over the Bitcoin longs. I wanted long Bitcoin then, but it hasn't. That drop in Dixie was off a mid-range. I'm going to show you that as well. Hence why, if you look at my cable trades, my gold trade, did anybody see my gold trade? What a trade that was. Fuck me, let's collect some clout. It's time to collect some clout. Everybody, every now and again you get to collect clout. I'm here for the clout as well. So let me collect the clout. Come on, let's collect the clout. We need that dopamine rush. Come on. This is crypto Twitter. We all need dopamine. I mean, there's people out here that post titty pictures for dopamine. I'm posting chart for dopamine. But when I get the dick pics out, let's do it. So this was the plan. See that there? And look at the results. Perfectly towards the plan. Dopamine, clout, collected. So, a simple just trade. Hang on, let's see. I'm trying to find somebody to block. You're a bit nutty. Okay, that's enough for a blocking. No, that's it. Hang on. Is there anybody here I can block? Find me somebody to block. I need somebody to block or take the piss out of. Everybody's behaving here. Why is everybody behaving here for? Sakes, man. Fuck's sakes, I can't even take the piss out of anybody right now. But you know what? I'm gonna be paying a close attention. Any volunteers? Okay, why is everybody behaving for? Fuck's sakes. But anyways, let's carry on. So, let's get back to serious now. How many? You want me to block you? You sure? Okay, no problem. Hang on. There we go. Okay, he asked for it. Okay, I blocked him. Well, you asked for it, so what do we have to do? Anybody else? Should I block? Because you got blocked everyone. Yeah. Okay. There's nobody else. Okay. You asked me how old I am. You're blocked as well. Okay. Anybody else? Can you report Yasin and the other one for sexual harassment and misbehavior? Everybody report them for sexual harassment. Let's carry on. Cool. So, I feel sexually harassed after this. This is like, hitting me, I'm feeling, I feel like this is happening. So, I don't know, I felt a twinge down there. So, that's sexual harassment. Let's go. So, next up is ES. Now, this is important now. Jokes aside, this is more important. So, what we got here is, we are still range bound with ES. Okay, this is the range low. And that's the range high, range low. So, when we got this, okay, here, we're getting a breakdown. Oh, did you call me a bozo? Hang on a minute. You're getting blocked as well. I don't like the word bozo. You're blocked as well. Bye. So, you can't just say you're funny as fuck then call me a bozo. No, that's I'm not on. You're blocked. So, let's carry on now. Let's do a different color. There. Yep, it's good. It's a dictatorship, I told you. This is not a democracy. I run a dictatorship. And this is my field. I post whatever I want. If you don't like it, fuck off. If you like it, let's carry on. But I am not going to cater for you just because you feel like it's your right. You have no rights. Fuck off. On my feed, you have no rights. There is no rights here. Okay, no man. Anyways, if this is breaking down, okay, then what is going on with Bitcoin? Do you know what I mean? So why would I want to long Bitcoin when this is coming down? I might get it. Okay, you're going to get it as well. There we go. Report. Hang on, I'm going to report you for sexual harassment. Child pornography or sexually explicit, unwanted. Promotes terrorism. I felt like this is like a terrorist. Hide user from my channel. Yeah, sorry, I reported you for terrorism. So let's carry on. I felt terrorized with your comment, so it's terrorism. So let's carry on. We've got this here, and this cutting the clean break above. If it breaks down, so there's two ways of playing this. Oh, your mum's tits. There. Now, if I wanted a clean breakdown, let me get rid of this. Is anybody acting funny? Just report them. There, that's fine. Support. So, well, let's see if this is a deviation or not. So, let's see if it does this. And if it breaks below, that's it. That's the deviation confirmed. Break of trend line. And that would be a move back down to, oh, your mum. At least towards here, as first target. Second target. And then third target. Now this could easily either go up or break down. But is everybody with me so far? Does that make sense as to why I've chosen, hang on a minute, ES looks like it's coming off resistance. It's not breaking above. So that would mean it should come down. You can block me, yep, no problem. No problem. There we go. So does that make sense? How many trades have I done? How the fuck am I supposed to know? It's like me asking you, how many heartbeats have you done since you've been living? Actually, you can find that easily. But yeah. So does that make sense? You're from Vietnam and you don't understand my voice. What the fuck are you doing here then? Oh God, you're gonna go as well. For your own good. So does that make sense? That's it. That's it. That's all it is. So as long as this suggests lower prices, I'm gonna have to say that Bitcoin move up. Bitcoin will be ES's bitch at the end of the day. If this breaks out and holds, and Bitcoin is breaking out, then that's how long I'll be targeting around about this region here. Possibly higher, I don't know, but this is a big area because of a possible deviation like that. But we're targeting here for now, and then with that little move there, Bitcoin can do decent. Man is angry. No, I'm not angry, but I'm gonna remove you. For me, speaking the truth, you think that as angry, that means you're a pussy. Your parents raised you as a pussy. You will live the life of a pussy, and that is it. And your wife's already left you after listening to the stream. No, actually, your boyfriend left you. Fuck your wife. So that's that there. So that's the long there. Okay. So that would mean, even if I don't want to take this, Bitcoin would be a deal, breakout move, and I'm gonna have to cut my Bitcoin shorts, and I will flip. Okay. So crypto Twitter tells you a lot. Sorry, Somalia is buying, not China. So let's carry on now. Importantly, we'll go to the dollar index. Now it's important to keep an eye on this. Now I want to see which profile I saved that under the Dixie move. Dollar index here. Now the dollar index. I'm gonna show one chart first. It's coming off a key pivot. Now this could possibly turn, but in my opinion, if you look at the commercial positioning and all that kind of stuff, this is a very overcrowded short. Shorts are overcrowded in this. Now, bigger picture, I think we do one more leg lower, but I think short term, it makes sense to take out these guys first, maybe here, and then descend. And that time, I'm gonna see if I can time it with ES bottom. Now another case is the way we want to look at it is, no, I don't use short or micro. I don't really look at any of that. It makes no sense. The same guys that were saying there is no buyers here, there's no reason to buy, money sign. I don't know where the fuck you get your analysis from. But now, where they answer that question, for those that are thinking it couldn't go up there, why is it up there? I think they indoctrinated their thinking. A market must move in the way you made up in your head, and you throw a bit of fancy words around to sound fancy, but no, shut the fuck up. So what we've got here is, I posted about this many times, okay? It just did nothing. And if you remember, that was our main target. For those that have been watching the streams on my feed, you know, yes, you can join the free Telegram. It's free. It's in the pinned tweet on my Twitter, or use the one in here. No other Telegram is fine. So this is here. That was the main target, and I said this is what we're going to be careful of, okay? Now, is this over of one pullback? No. So what I'll be looking for will be a possible, maybe deviation, reclaim. It's just retest now, back in towards here, or wait for this to reclaim back above here. And if ES is falling, that would be confluence for Bitcoin shorting ideas, or to support the ideas, okay? And that is it. So for me, for now, this is just a pullback to prove it otherwise. I believe the short-term low is in. Macro view, I do believe dollar index goes higher, but for now I believe we treat it as a range. Let's zoom out, let's see what the reality of the situation is. Okay, it could go down from here, I'm not denying that, but this is a macro level. Now macro levels have macro bounces. I believe here would be probably around the bottom area, but for now it makes sense to just squeeze it up a bit. Now whether it does that, now see, this is where me saying it makes sense maybe come across as an emotional thing. So let's give it a bit of backing, okay? And some rule sets that would qualify what I'm saying. So what would qualify what I'm saying, and ignore the emotion part, because when I say I know what I'm talking about. This, then reclaim, then I step in, cut in a clean break below, and that's my range. Or reclaim, hold, from there towards there. That is if then scenario. I programmed it what I want to see, and that's it. Anything outside of that, fuck it off. And the third scenario is if it doesn't really pull back in towards here and then reclaim, that will be level to level. So I've sorted out level to level, level to level, level to level. I play level to levels. I don't marry a bias. That is it. Leave Kapoor alone. Focus on yourself. Okay? I mean, you're here. Are you even able to pay your rent? You're worrying about somebody else. The moment you're able to pay your rent, then start talking about other people. You can't even pay your rent, mate. So shut the fuck up. I don't like bitching about other people unless you have good reason to. Okay? And that is it. So, I'm not defending him either. I don't agree with a lot of his views. I mean, some of my views, I mean, he tried to say good night. Remember I said good night once with the EF tweet, and then boom, F blasted through. So you let your trading do your talking for you. But that is it. So I've got good reason to think that, you know what, we're not done to the upside yet. I think there's a lot of overcrowded shorts in this dollar index move. Okay, so looking at our monthly chart, where are the stops resting? Even if it's going to go lower, when was the last time we took out some stops? We haven't taken. We've got one monthly high stops left, second monthly high stops left. This is where the proper stop run would be. Okay, so I would focus within the blue region. We've taken that out. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go zoom in now. Okay, we're going to zoom in on the dollar index now. Okay, as to where I think the bottom should be for a short-term idea to take out this. Okay, let's do that now. So this will play into fact with crypto. That's there. And this stuff, your paid group leader will watch this and he will pass it on to you. Many paid group leaders are in my group, yes, many. I've even, one of them so stupid, I joined on his main account by accident. He typed his Twitter in, then he didn't realize I could see everybody's IP address. He did it on an alt account. He forgot to change the IP. I got you, son of a bitch. Do you think I'm stupid? But it's okay, you're here to learn. I won't say much, but now you're my bitch. Now shut the fuck up. So let's carry on. Now you can't open your mouth because I got you now. So we're carrying on now. We're going to go towards mark out the monthly range of January. We'll be consistent in our analysis, and then we'll see what the market is doing. Yes, I forgot about ETH. Thank you for reminding me about ETH. I got so carried away. Range high, range low. Like the video. There's like 600 of you here. You can't even get me like 500 likes. Fucking fuckers. 103.568, I believe, should be, if correct on the idea, around the bottom area. 103.568. 568, Mark out the mid-range for this. Okay, let's go. We got this. Oh, look. It's healthy, hasn't it? Coincidence? I think not. Support, support, resistance, resistance. There. So what we do is maybe a little deviation or not. We do not want it to come below here. So with this range chart, we've got an invalidation in place. Okay? So having an invalidation in place means the next leg up, either a swing failure, reclaim, up, or from here, regardless, it can't break below here. Worst case scenario is if there's a news event, it does this and then back up. Okay, that's fine. At that point, you can say, well, I can go, say this was the trade. It doesn't, forget the fact there's a dollar index. From a price action perspective, I can take a long, invalidation, shoot up. Now, I know what my risk is. If it does this, I'll take the hit, because a lot of the time, majority of the time, you won't do that unless extreme situations. So our trading is based on generalized ones, where most of the time what happens, because then you end up missing on trades where you don't have to. This is where mechanical system, robotic, no emotion works. Just like when I'm shorted it, even I'm sometimes feeling it's strong, but it doesn't matter. The process, long term, proves to me it's worked over time, so I've got to take it no matter what. I've been in situations where I've taken it and boom, on the weekend it's crashed. If I hadn't taken it, I missed out. So as long as it fits my risk criteria, that's fine. Towards there. Why? Because that's where the main stops are resting. Okay? How much money do I need? If you ask that question, then you need to log off. That's it. How much money do I need? How am I supposed to know how much money you need? Those kind of questions tell me you don't even get a clue. You should stop trading. Okay, that's more or less done. Ethereum, and we'll cause some fun on some alts as well. So Ethereum, similar to Bitcoin. I mean, what's going on here? What's really going on? Range high, range low. So far, possible deviation. It hasn't really confirmed to me it's a proper breakout just because it's broken out here. What I would like to see is similar to Bitcoin, would be either a wider stop where you know you're completely wrong, you can cut earlier, or maybe, I don't know, maybe a swing failure or whatever. But once it gets back below here, that's my short, and I'll be looking for around this region for objective. Okay, because we played a short move nice. Okay, I played this lovely just because I got out of here and didn't play the up move. I played it nice to the downside, so I made my money and I'm relaxed. Target, target, target. That's my trigger. And for the long side now, well, I'm focused on Bitcoin for now. So at the same time, Bitcoin give me a long trigger. Well, by default, you go on and left, and that is it. Don't overcomplicate it. Now moving on, I'm going to do one alt, which is Litecoin. So if I look at Litecoin, see with Litecoin, right where we're at is a macro resistance area, and that macro resistance area, you cannot deny this is big resistance. Okay, whoever's denying it, you're deluding yourself. Above here, that's fine. If you reclaim back above here, happy days. I'll be joining you the longs. That's when Bitcoin should be above. That's when, then that's it. But okay, the moves happened. For now, we're at resistance area. Why are you trying to long right here? Either wait for a pullback or a breakout and then you get long. Okay, so now that we've identified we're at macro resistance, where would be a logical pullback? Well, I'm keeping it really short term. I don't even need to get complicated with this shit. I like macro resistance. We've got some sort of pattern failures going on. I throw in a lovely trend line, you know, look at that. So if I want to short it based on evaluation, well, if I'm wrong, I could reclaim and deviate. So cut to a clean break above here, and where the stops resting short term, a lovely clean lows here. Keep it simple. Target one area, maybe this is target two area, and then we'll see, because this region's a key level to keep an eye on for a possible bounce area. Why? Because resistance turn support. So I'll be keeping an eye on around here. Will it bounce from here or not? I don't know. But if I'm wrong, reclaim hold above. If Bitcoin breaking up, everything breaking up, then we'll reclaim the macro level. We'll go for the longs, and that is it. So does that make sense? What was that dog shit? Okay, you can fuck off as well. So, done. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Use the link in the description. I'll be back again with David Bell. But for now, I just want to put my view out there. Yes, use the link in the description. Like the video. Check out Prime XBT. And I'll catch you guys on Tuesday possibly. Or Wednesday. Bye-bye.